but that is the perfect textbook pathing. You run up, you run around this way, especially when neither door is broken. You come around. Let's say he just breaks the window here, right? He breaks the door. I run around one more time, give him one big last loop around. And the reason you want to give him one last loop around is because we want him chasing us from the side. If he's chasing us from the side, there's no way for him to mind game. They can jump down that if they want to, but we're pretty far away. And we'd probably be able to get it to somewhere else if we had something there. Oh my god, did he not break that window? What the fuck? Oh god. No! Damn. I would have had that perfect pathing, and I messed it up, because for some reason I went to go that way instead of that way. If these videos are helping you out at all, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. The comments help a lot. And go follow on Twitch. I might be live right now. And come hang out. I'll see you there. Alright, it's Thompson House. A surprisingly balanced main building. And then there's the rest of the map. So Thompson House is one of the cornfield maps, which for some reason are the dread and bane of like every killer off of the sheer size and lack of visibility. Specifically, they made the corn more manageable, but it's still a pain in the butt. And then you got those other ones that are like rotten fields, where it's just like hard to run from the survivor standpoint, and you don't get many kills as killer because the gens are way too spread out, and it's kind of just like a lose-lose. Luckily, we have something like Thompson House, which shares all of the same common tiles as every other Coldwind map. Now, there have been a few of the tiles that have changed recently. Looking at the meat tree and the harvester is specifically extra OP right now. And most of my clips of the harvester are from the old harvester, which is good because you can only get stronger from there. But I will go over how to loop the new harvester, and it's pretty much the same exact strategy. You just don't have to get a huge head start on the second window since it's so much stronger now. So mainly what you're going to be looking for on this, besides you're looking for harvester and the main building and the meat tree and the shack, obviously, which are all going to appear here. But the main building isn't one of those cookie cutter loops that's crazy strong. It used to be, but they put breakable doors in to weaken these windows to make them not so insanely annoying on the killer side. So now it's actually one of the more simple main buildings in the entire game, in my opinion. More balanced, specifically. Now, the things you got to be aware of when you're talking about this map is the OP areas seem to be this side over here, because they are still close, but behind this porch area, because that's essentially a big dead zone. And we got the Shame Hill here. But this area back here, almost every single time I play on this map, you got something chainable. This actually looks to be one of the weaker setups I've gotten on this map. But even this you could chain from one tile to the next. This area seems to be a huge nightmare for killers. And then also this area back here on the other side of the house, direct side of the house, also tends to have a bunch of different tiles that you can chain up right. And you can get something like this very same pallet right here, but it was going into a Longwall gym right there, and then you'd have another pallet here to chain into it. Like, just these two areas are mainly what you're going to be looking for when it comes to the common tiles, and these are the areas that you want to chain everything together in, because most likely you're going to have some ridiculous OPnesses there or on the other side over there on the maps. Besides those areas, out here can be a huge dead zone if you drop these pallets. These pallets are definitely the ones you don't want to drop. Like, Harvester is over here, but this isn't really close enough for you to be able to chain to the shack. And if you already had vaulted your windows and they're blocked or they had bamboozle or something, like, you're kind of out in a limb. There's not really much for you here. We have one pallet here, and this is not the safest pallet in the world. And you have harvester, or it could be meat tree, and you can have killer shack over here, but those are kind of just two strong tiles in the middle of a bunch of dead zones. Really what you're going to want to be looping is that corner over there of the house and that corner over there of the house. Now, luckily, since the main building isn't that strong, you get a bunch of good RNG throughout the map that you can literally loop the killer for 5 gens on a bunch of common tiles, because the RNG you can get on this map is that strong, specifically in this area and the one on the other side of the map. This is actually one of the only maps I have a 5-gen chase on. It's really funny because it was against a Huntress, and we had Ralph on our team. Like, Ralph is the world #1 Huntress, and he was literally on my team in solo queue. I pulled up his stream, I'm like, that's fucking Ralph. He's on my team. And then we got a Huntress, of all things, and then got a 5-gen chase out of it on a bunch of common tiles. It was really funny. Once again, when it comes to 5-gen chases, you have to be super lucky because gens just have to get done, number one. And number two, and I'm like this, you just have to get great RNG and win a bunch of 50-50s. And on that 5-gen chase, I literally won like 30 50-50s on like LT walls and stuff where I would just wait and then he'd chuck it and then I'd keep going, stuff like that. This is one of those maps though where even though it has a main building, like the meat and potatoes is literally on the sides where you can loop a killer for 5 gens just chaining everything together. It's really funny and completely fair and balanced. I bet that killer thought that was totally fair and balanced. But that being said, now that we have the overview of the map, let's go over every individual tile. Here we go. Here's a simple pallet gym for the 8th time. This simple pallet gym, but to be fair, I like to talk about them in different ways, and I do have something new to add this time. But you really, with the simple pallet gyms, to not just walk up to it and chuck a pallet, because if you chuck the pallet, then it is pretty safe in that way, and the killer is no way for them to really mind game it unless they're playing a projectile killer or nurse or, you know, trap or something like that that has a pretty strong anti-loop. Not trapper, but he could just put a trap there, and then, like, obviously you have to leave the tile. But what you really want to play, and especially with these ones on Coldwind, now a lot of people don't think about this, but if you're at the right angle here, you can actually see through that crack right here. Not my head's in front of it, but right, the one that is directly in line with my head. If you stand right here, how you can see through that, you can actually see through that on Coldwind, which makes this one a little bit stronger than the others. But if you're struggling with your camera and it's a little bit too fast to try to get right in the right spot, because I struggle with it a little bit, sometimes I'm just standing there and I'm like, oh, I can readjust and I can see now. But most of the times when I'm looping these, because even like this, like you could technically like see through this, you know, but that's really hard to see in working with your camera. So most of the time I count on my checkpoints, which is standing right here, pretty much as far as you can get. And you're going to be walking, right? You never want to be standing still. I'm not be like, stand here. You want to always be walking because, and sometimes killer thinks you're shaking your head no at them, but you're not. You just want to keep walking because going from 0 to running full speed takes longer than running just a tad bit to full speed. Because there is a momentum system people don't think about much in DBD, and you don't want to go from 0 to full sprint because it takes you a bit longer, and it might be the difference between you getting hit or not. And the other thing you don't want to do, and what helps you avoid, is if you're walking in and shaking your head, it avoids you doing one of these big goofy turnarounds this way, because look how much longer that takes you to turn around and run this way when I have to turn around and do that than it would be if I just did this. I would just change directions and be off with it, right? I didn't lose any ground, but if they push me around that way and I do a big turnaround, then I wasted some distance and some ground and I might not make it again. So you want to stand here, right, and be walking, and then if he pushes you this way, you're obviously pushing here, and then you can push here. If you don't see the red stain, you can camp here for a second because you can see through the pallet on the right side and wait for the red stain or wait for him. And then if he pushes you that way, you can push in this way. Same thing on this side. You want to stand right here as far as you can and still moving, obviously, not just standing still. I just want to show you guys the angles as far as you can where you can see the red stain coming around, or you can see him moonwalking, because if he's moonwalking and you're moving, you can still make it to here, right? But if you're standing right there, you have enough distance from the pallet where if they pushed around that way, see, I just did a big goofy turnaround. That's what you want to avoid, and that's why you walk around this way, and then push you around, then you can a lot of times still make it, because if somebody's moonwalking too, a lot of times they're not going to moonwalk as tight as a survivor can loop. A lot of times they'll lose a little distance moonwalking and sacrificing for hiding the red stain, but that's what the checkpoints are so important for. You don't really want to get caught up on here every now and then. Getting caught up on this long side over here is fun just to try to loop it one way or the other, especially if you're on like a projectile killer or a demogorgon or something that can cut the distance if I'm coming around this, because if he pushes me this way, I can get hit by shred before making it in. So certain killers or a trickster or something, like you'd want to actually loop this side and have some fun with it. Once again, you can see through right there to see if they're coming around or not. You get that teeny little bit of extra info, which can be the difference between you making it to the pallet or not. But generally speaking, you want to avoid this area over here. Now, the new thing I want to start talking about with these comment tiles is how do I identify them? Because I was thinking about this last time, and then somebody commented, and I was like, this is literally what I was just thinking about, where I was like, how do you identify the tiles when you're walking up to it, right? Because you're walking up and you're like, what the frick is that? So this one right here, I can see the sun coming through there, so I know there's a break over there, which means I know that this is a short window right there into a long wall. So I know that's a simple pallet gem. Also, it helps knowing these two over here, because if I'm running from this side, same thing. If I'm starting this side, I can see the one pallet over there, and I know this pallet is not what a Longwall gym is, because if this pallet was on the Longwall gym, you have the window coming up here with the pallet facing this direction going into the Longwall gym. And if it was a pallet window gym, I wouldn't even be able to see that pallet from this side. So if you see this long wall over here with the short wall and the pallet, that's how you would do this from that side. From this side, once again, same thing. If you see a straight shot right down the middle, that's a simple pallet gym. This is probably the simplest angle to see it from, besides coming from the other way. Now, if you're coming from this way, I could see how somebody could get a little bit confused, but same thing. You're looking in, and none of the other gyms have this big U, right? So if I'm running from this angle and I see that U right there, I know it's a simple pallet gym on top of the other 2 tiles that they put there. And these other 2 tiles aren't completely pointless. The other 2 tiles just sort of give you extra distance, right? So if you're caught right here, because I actually haven't talked about these ones. If I'm caught right here and I'm worried about the killer going to mind game, you can sort of run to here instead. Because when the killer comes around the corner, then you can bring yourself to around here, right? And this is a bit safer because then the killer has to come find you again, and then you can run a straight shot back to the pallet. That's what these are for, essentially. If you don't want to get caught up staying at this. My thing, though, is if I get caught up staying at a tile and I don't know where the killer is, usually I just try to make it somewhere else to another tile. In that case, that would have actually been the right play. But a lot of times, I don't like getting caught up stuck at one spot, not knowing where the killer is, because it feels like I'm just waiting for the killer to come up and mind game me. So a lot of times I'm trying to move onto another tile. And then this angle. This angle, same thing, is pretty easy to identify because the simple pallet gyms are like the only gym that you can see a straight shot through the middle. So if you're coming from this side and you can't see the U, but you can see a straight shot through the middle, you know the pallet's going to be on the right-hand side. Oh shit, she should have had me there. God damn it. Lost that 50-50. I saw that coming. Damn it. Yeah, get hit though. Pain. It's weird they didn't go for the whip there. Ah, good shit. I don't even know where the exit gates are. This is very bad. He didn't swing. Oh god. Because he went around. I'll throw every fucking pallet.
40!
Yeah, hold forward, yeah, might as well. So this is a Longwall gym. So with Longwall gyms, what I try to do primarily, besides obviously greeting the pallet, is I obviously just want to be running the pallet. But then when I don't know where the killer is, you can switch to the window, right? Because if you're running this way and you get stuck here in this middle area, you're sort of giving the killer time to sort of mind game on you, and you're running as far as you can, but you don't want the killer to pre-swing in there. So you give them a little bit of distance, and then you can run to this and jump to that window. Because I don't want to camp the pallet. Camp the pallet basically is asking to either get hit or asking to throw the pallet. So I try to camp the opposite side of pallets and try to loop him that way. But if you're looping it this way, this is the ideal way. If the killer just pushes you this way and doesn't mind game, then you can just jump this, right? And then say the killer pushes you around that way and you're running this way. Come up here, you can even make the window by greeting it. You can wait, killer respects it. Just by him respecting, you can jump the window. Also, when you're waiting for the killer to respect, you don't want to actually wait, right? Like, you wait for them to come up for them, but you don't want to wait for them to stop and then turn around and stop moving. You just have to sort of gauge it. Similarly to if anybody played online Dark Souls 3, how you knew that they were a little bit closer, so you had to swing into them, essentially, knowing that they were going to be a little bit closer. It's the same thing. You got to be like, okay, this is going to work here because they walked up and I'm going to run. If it doesn't run, they weren't going to respect it anyway and you're going to get hit. But what you don't want to get caught doing respect or greeting a pallet is waiting for the reaction. You want to do this, and then the second they get to about like here-ish, where they would just start to about be in that greeting area, especially because they're a little bit closer than they appear with latency. That's when you want to turn and run. You don't want to wait for them to react. You just want to wait for them to get to the spot and then run. The perfect route that you would really want from this would be exactly that, right? Like you'd run this way, and you're running the killer around. He comes around, he pushes you through, and you jump this way. Killers also be very aware with this at the Longwall Gyms. They will try that thing where they come to the side and they'll come back and vault the window, because when they come to the side, they'll expect you to run over, and then you're running right in front of him as he's vaulting. So expect that. Whenever the killer goes to one side, hang out here for a second and wait to see if they do that. Because you're not that far away, or if the killer doesn't do that and then they walk back that way, you can run out. You want to run out a little bit of distance as well, because if you're hugging this, you can't get hit through the window. Don't do that. If you're running around this way, right, and then you come out a little bit, right, and then the killer's pushing around, because worst comes to worst, you can either make it to that window. It's a little bit of a tricky running vault, or you can make it to the pallet to greet again. And if you make the pallet to greet again, you're coming around this way. And you come around this way and you see no killer behind you, then you jump the window. That's basically what you're looking for to jump the window. If you get pushed the other way, because if you push this way, right, and I'm running around, and I get to here, right, and I don't see him, then you can come back to the pallet, which, once again, you don't want to camp that much. That's why sometimes I just run to the window. But you're already running the right path. If they decide to try to push you the other way, because they're like, I don't want to give them an easy jump, and you're pushing this way, and you're running in. If you don't see it, and you're running that direction, and you don't see the red stain, there is no time to hesitate. Just jump it. Because he's already pushing you this way, and you're coming around. If you see no red stain, then there's nothing you can do. I would just jump right away, because it's automatically going to create more distance between me and the killer that we can get away from. Now, to identify a long wall from this angle is the easiest one. The only thing you could even slightly confuse us with might be the shorter double windows or the Ormond-looking gyms, but even those are shorter on the sides, and the Ormond gym is more placed on one side, and then across in the pallet. If you're coming from this side, which you got to look out for, this is the side where you literally can just see the opening going into there. This is where people can get a little bit confused with a pallet window gym, but the pallet window gym has a shorter wall right here and that you can see, since the pallet is right there. From this side, this is the side that makes it, I guess, the most confusing to look at, but this way you got to look at this wall, because this wall is such a short wall and it's so much farther away from where the pallet window gym wall is. The pallet window gym wall is much closer to it, because I want to make it very hard for you to like get a running vault from this angle and then slap it. You still can, but it's like almost impossible. And it's over just enough where you can get the running vault on the window from that direction. So if you're looking at it from this way, that wall right there is a bit shorter. This way right here is pretty self-explanatory, because if you see it facing this direction and the pallet's on the left-hand side, that means it's a Longwall gym, whereas if the pallet's on the right-hand side, it's going to be a pallet window gym. Realistically, like 7 to 14 days, I guess. Unless you got like 2 days shipping on an envelope. Damn it. What the fuck? Oh, good shit. I thought he had me. What? Oh, good shit. No! I wasn't paying attention. I thought he left. Boo! It worked! He hit me with the mind game of I'm leaving the tile. Oh god, no end? That would have been hilarious. Oh dang. Damn. I'm looping much too tight. Yay! Yay! Yes! I'm kind of cornered here, though. Gotcha. You're gonna be quicker than that. Dang, she qualled me. Nope. All right, let's go. Oh, dang. I was like, it's Oni and it's the end of the match. I'm going to pre-drop. Look how good I am when I pre-drop, guys. I'm fucking amazing, aren't I? So much use out of that pre-drop. Oh, my God. Pre-drop guide coming soon. Does she have the add-ons? She does have the add-ons. Played that way. The fudge. Oh, it's a Longwall. He went. Sucks, man. Alright, so now we're coming up on the LT walls. Everybody's favorite, except for they're actually more dangerous on this map. This is probably the most dangerous of the common tiles. Although I do think it's the most fun, because it's essentially just flipping a coin, right? Because you're flipping a coin coming around here, and you're like, does the killer double back, or do they not double back? These ones you can see through the windows, but at the same time, that window isn't enough of a reaction time between here and here to see whether the killer's double backing or not. Same with these. These are even a bit shorter. Not quite as short as the Auto Haven Wreckers LT walls, but still shorter than the other ones. Like Gideon Meat Plant has the safest LT wall. Like that one needs a safer LT wall, but that has the safest LT wall. The L on that wall is super long. It goes like all the way out to here, and it has an extra little lip in, which is funny. Here's my strat on the LT walls, because if you're going to try to loop it every time where you're just looping it in to try to get the 50-50, then it feels like you're going to have to win 6 50-50s just to loop the killer for like 15 seconds. So if I'm running up on an LT wall, the first thing I usually do is I run over to the L. I loop one around the L, right? Because usually it's a little bit of difference. You want to stop here for a second. I'll go over checkpoints in a second, but you do want to stop there for a second, especially on this one since it's more unsafe. And then I just run the straight line over to the T. And then when I run the T, I just run it as efficiently as possible. And efficiently is not this, right? Like if I ran to juke here and then ran out this way, this is less efficient. Right? And you want to run efficient just in case he doubles back. You have the best amount of distance to be able to jump the other window or react in time, right? So you're going to run the T with no intention of ever vaulting unless you've had a mind game already work 2 or maybe even 3 times. That's when it starts to cross my mind of like, I should jump this one just to throw him for a loop. Like, he won't expect this now because he's already fallen for it 2 or 3 times. But you just want to loop this one. You run the L, then you run over to the T. And the first time, and you want to be running it that way because it gives you the perfect opportunity. Because if I run the L, and then I run around the long side of the L, that automatically guarantees that I'll be running the T this way. And this will be the first mind game, right? And the reason you want it that way is because with the pathing I'm at, if I win this mind game, I will be in the middle, which guarantees me another way to jump this, right? Whereas if I was running the other way, and I win a mind game here, right? I win the mind game here. If he doubles back, I'm probably not going to be able to get all the way to the window. And even if I do him in this weird area where he's on the edge of this tile and I'm stuck doing this over and over, you know? You don't ever want to be doing that on an LT wall. So that's why specifically every time I want to loop the L and then loop the T, because of when I get to the first mind game opportunity, which pathing-wise with the distance usually is this one right here. And that's why I'm just looping it efficiently, because if it works, I can just whip right around and then jump this and then work back from square one. Once it's worked about 2 or 3 times, that's when it starts crossing my mind to be like, huh, I should now jump this one to throw him off. And even then, if you want to jump the one, I don't just cut right back in. It's very obvious if you cut right back in towards the window, right? After you were not cutting right back in towards the window, so you want to loop it the same and then still jump it, because it's more about the mind game anyway. Now, to identify an LT wall, this seems to be the easiest one. If you're coming from this angle, right? pretty easy. You just see the L over there and one big flat wall. From this angle, you can literally see both angles of the LT wall, so it shouldn't be too much guessing. This one right here, same thing. You can actually see the T as well as that little bit right there. And then if you're coming back from this angle is the original angle we saw, which is another pretty obvious angle on which tile you'd beat out. So now let's go over the checkpoints on the LT wall. And the way I loop it, it eliminates most of the checkpoints, but you still want to use a checkpoint right about here because you don't want to just be mindlessly not looking and then, oh crap, he double backed right here. And the reason I loop this way is the one place that leaves you open for being hit, especially on this map, because this map, these walls are so short that if I wait for him to get like even to here, if I waited for him to get like even to here, this is about too close for me to make the mind game, and he could still like double back and put me in that bad area where they're doing this two things again. So where I choose to leave myself most vulnerable double back wise is this right here, right? Because this right here is where if I came around the corner and he double backs, now I play this the same way when I'm doing killer, when I'm running in this way on killer. I run, I push him around this way, and then I double back and come this way, because a lot of times the survivor has already made up their mind, as opposed to, I'm going to juke the window or I'm going to jump the window, and they're not thinking about this checkpoint right here, right? And that's why I want to wait a little bit. I wait here just for a little bit, but not too long. You want to wait to see if the killer doubles back, and then you can come back around if he does double back. And there's obviously counters to that, where the killer can do the whole thing where they stick the red stain out and then they stick it this way and moonwalk in, and then it froze you for a sec. But not every killer's going to do that. So usually this is the checkpoint you want to stay at. And then right here, that's why I go a little bit forward when I'm playing killer, because once I've been pushed here, I'm blind for those few seconds before I get to this side, and that's where I'm like, oh crap, and I'm not going to make it all the way back around, and I panicked, so I just did one of those goofy wide turns, right? But that's why I loop it the way I do, because I feel like that's not where killers double back the most, and you can eliminate that mind game a little bit by standing here, and you can whip the camera around a little bit by getting to here. But at the same time, sometimes he's a little bit too close, and this one's a little bit more unsafe. And if you're on Auto Haven Wreckers, that is a very, very unsafe LT wall where you have almost no reaction time virtually. But when on the more safer ones, this is a great checkpoint right here, and then this is a great checkpoint right here to see where they're coming over. And then same thing here. If I'm coming around this way, you want to stay here at your checkpoint to see if he doubles back, because you don't want to get caught around here getting hit. You want to stay here, and then you can use the window to sort of see where he went while sort of still hiding line of sight from the killer, I should say, not your own line of sight. And then you can come around here, but then the same thing, they can double back. So you want to wait around here to see through the window to see which way they push you before you can commit to this side over here. The one thing you just want to try to avoid, like I said, is when you're running to a window this way and the killer's chasing from there, so you're stuck doing this back and forth. So I just want to try to avoid that. So you want to wait here and then come around right, and then you come around to the T, where you come around, make sure he's still chasing you for a bit. And then once he's chasing you for a bit, you come around and then you loop the T, right? Same thing, waiting, getting your checkpoints in, and then if he double backed, you jump the window and restart from square one. Haha. Got the jukes. Damn. He vaulted. I fucking heard him. Yes. I'm gonna run into this. I'm not gonna throw the pallet though. I just wanted to get away from my LT wall. No, I tried to juke inwards. This killer. Do Blight. Base kit Blight. Sweat super fucking hard every match. Need double back here. Yes! This is one of those games where you just like won every fucking thing you tried. I wanna go run the fucking harvester. This poor Huntress, man. I'm gonna get away from that pallet. He's gonna hit me here. That's fine. No, I almost got away with it. All right, I'll get away. You scared me off, Ghostface. No! You got me. Too steep. My God. Alright, so here, I call these pallet window jungle gyms. This to me is like a standard jungle gym, but I call it pallet window because jungle gyms, if you say that, it's like anything could be a jungle gym. So I call it this is pallet window because big surprise, there's a pallet and a window here. These I try to run sort of similarly to the Longwall gyms where I'm running this pallet to try to greet it as much as I can using your checkpoints. Obviously you get here and you don't know where he is, then you can run this way and then jump the window. I will say one thing about this, if you're right here in this area and you don't see the killer on either direction, jump the window. There's no point in waiting around to keep trying to jump the pallet. That's what the window is literally there for, because the killer will try to break line of sight here on one of these, and if you're running this way, same thing. If you don't see it and you're running this way and you don't see the red stain, just jump the window. Right? And it works both directions. If I'm running this way and I greed the pallet, I don't see anything. Obviously, if I didn't see him coming around here, then I'd want to stand here. Here would be the good checkpoint, but if he pushes me back around this way, you do have to be aware of two things here, because if he does push me back around this way and I see his red stain and I jump, they can just obviously go right back around, and I can make it back to the window. Or back to the pallet, but I can't always, especially if they're getting bloodlust. But the other thing is that a lot of survivors do, and I like never do this because I'm always worried about latency and getting hit 3 steps past the vault after I vaulted. But another thing you do is if they did go back around, you can vault again. I call that slow vaulting, but it's really actually medium vault. But the reason I stopped doing that is because I got mind game one time by a killer, and of course you remember it once, and you're like, I can't do this anymore because it backfired once, where I jumped like this, and the killer went around, and then I jumped right back, but all the killer did was come around like they were going to do it, and then like moonwalked right back in, kind of like you would do something at check, and I got slapped. So ever since that, I do not do the double vault here, although that is a viable method, especially if you're coming around this. Like, I just don't like medium vaulting, and if I'm coming around this way, I don't like medium vaulting, because then they can double back, and I'm worried about getting hit 3 steps past the window because of latency. So for me personally, I always try to loop it this way, right? And if I don't see the killer, keep running, and if I really don't see the killer at all, then I just vault it. And then you can try to do it here. Another thing is the killer will always try to push you back around. So if I'm coming around this way, the killer might moonwalk and go back that way, specifically if I'm on this side. If I jumped this window and the killer tries to go around, you still want to wait here for a second. Not all day, because you want to know your timing and be able to make it back to the pallet to greet it at least. But a lot of times, the killer push you around, and you run around this way, and then the killer moonwalked and they'll slap you here. So you want to use that window to be able to see which killer they're pushing around. Because if I went and stood here, like the other one, and then you see them work their way all the way around, and then you can run around like you do on the Longwall gyms, and then you come around, and then you're back to square one, essentially, where you're looping this the way you were in the beginning. But the thing is that you want to be the most mindful of is if you are looping it this way, and you see no red stain on that side, just jump the window. That's the most important part. So running up onto this, from this angle right here is where I was talking about how it can look sort of like a Longwall gym, but it looks a little bit different because that wall right there is a little bit shorter. And this wall is a little bit longer too. And obviously the pallet would be right here. But when you can see that, you just know which way it is because of how long this wall right there is. You will just know exactly because this wall is a bit shorter when it's a pallet window gym. Same with this one over here. When you're over here, coming from this length, I could see why you would think that it would be a little bit different from a Longwall gym, but luckily you can see the window from right here. The second you're coming up on it, you'll see the window there and know exactly which gym it is. And this is the window where I was saying you can get the running vault on, and that's why the little wall is placed the way it is. Because you can still, if you're running from the side, either side really, you can still get the running vault. So if this window is facing outwards into something else, that's how you would chain it together, because even though that wall is directly in the middle, you can still run right at and get at the running vault. Now, if you're coming from this way is very easy to identify it, because that's where the window would be if that was a Longwall gym. So you can just look right down the middle and see the pallet, or to see the window right there as well. And then this is another very easy angle to see which one it is, because when we're coming from the other one, you can see that the pallet was over there, but now the pallet is right there. So now that you can see it, obviously the shapes of the walls are a little bit different, and they're a little bit different in length, but it's just an easier way to be like, oh, pallet's right there. It means that on the other side of that wall is a window. Okay, vault. You can duck underneath the whip like I just did, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. Damn. Oh, fuck. Read the pallet. I do that on people. Yes. Yes! Throw this down. Into this one. What the fuck is happening? Unless he goes this way, I'm spooked. Or he went this way. Oh god. Ah! No, I made that. Oh shit. I throw it down. Yes! No, I'm not. Damn. Burgers and tacos. Dang. Interesting. Trying to see if there's something I could switch off to. Oh shit. There was. Oh fuck, I fucked up. I do love Legion chase music though. Asphalt. Yeah. Damn, good shit. No! Yay. I thought I would get hit by that one too. Where is the fucking... Literally, just walked face first into a hatchet. Or, How's the doing, Larry? Hope your weekend was good. Shit. Damn. Ooh, the huge stutter step. That was sad. Alright, so now let's go over all the common filler tiles. Now, this tile right here is the most common. You'll see this on every single Coldwind Farm map. This one I just call the 4-piece because there's 4 little pieces, obviously, like 1, 2, 3, 4, that are just sitting here, similar to the one on Autohaven Wreckers as well. And the pallet can just move around. Pallet can be right here, or pallet can be right here. And these are very simple. Just what you do want to think about, though, is that you can loop every single part of it. So if you were a little bit zoned out, say, right? Like the killer had me zoned out if I tried to cut towards the killer to get to this pallet. That's when you would come over to this thing, right? And then you can see through this, so you can see which way the killer's joining. You wait for him to push you which way. They're going to push you, or know you're trying to get to the pallet. But you could use that to shove in between you and the killer to make it to the pallet. That's what all these other parts of them are for. Because same thing, if I was running towards the pallet this way, but killer was over there, he has me zoned out for the pallet. That's why I'm going to stay in here for a sec, wait for the killer to run around, and then once he finally pushes me the right way, where he commits to it, that's when I'm going to come to the pallet. Other than that, it's a pretty standard tile. Obviously, right here, you can get hit over by projectile killers, so be aware of that. And this is definitely one of those ones that's pretty easy to greed, because you can stand and then run to this one. You can even greed it from this way, stand and run to this one. Same thing, but just realize that that is why there are 4 pieces to this tile, is so that if you are zoned out, you can shove one of these pieces in between and still make it to the pallet. This is a super fun Huntress. This one's just like running around having fun. We got jukes though. Yes! I'm out of position now. I'll stay here for fun. The Huntress is having fun, I'll stay here. Good shit. Probably be able to get me there eventually. She doesn't get caught up. Yes! Someone seen Bruce Almighty? No, I got the long turn. Take the whip out. No! Yes! It's such a strange shape. No way! Oh my god. That is hilarious. I'm not gonna make it though. Yes! No! I even yelled at you for it. I was like, swing! And you disobeyed. Yes! My fucking first time worked all night. Damn. I did not win that 50-50. Let's go. Got a big chunk of things I can do here. No, Ada. No, I shouldn't have done that. It's funny though. No! Halted. Looping tightly. Bum ba bum 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 bum. I probably should have thrown that. I'll throw it now. He didn't get auto-aimed into the wall or anything. It was skill. I outplayed him there. He definitely didn't get auto-aimed into the wall, as we all have happened while playing killer. Right? That's not what happened there. Alright, now let's run to this one. I'm actually still exposed too, which is funny. Haha! There goes my expose.
You can see me over there. I fucking love this hat, man. We need something like this for Resurvivor. Ready for this? No! No respect. God damn it.
Please mind game yourself. The next one is the equal stack. Now, I don't have a pallet here, and this got nerfed, actually. This hay used to be out a bit longer than it was. That's why I called it the equal stack. It still kind of looks like an equal stack. Actually, it might even look more like an equal stack now that I'm looking at it, but it used to be a bit longer, but now it's even better to greed. You used to want to greed it anyway, but now it's even stronger because it's like the killer's no way I'm going to respect that pallet just to let them get value out of this super unsafe pallet, because it is a very unsafe pallet. Even it being unsafe, I would still probably try to loop this way right here, because a lot of, unless you can see the killer, if it's like Nemesis, you can try to loop this one right here. But if it's Nemesis, you're giving him more distance to hit you with the whip. It's just, you don't want to loop this side unless it's a killer that you can literally see over, because there's no trick for you to be able to see over. You can look down a little bit, right? Like you can see like little tips over that. But for the most part, you're not going to want to loop this side unless it's a killer that is tall enough for you to be able to see over. Or you mind gamed and you ran around and you can try something where they pre-swing in and then you're over here. But even same thing, I would still try to loop this one, the unsafe side. There's 50 you don't. No, not again. You can see my hat over it, right? I should have thrown that down, man. That would have been hilarious. I thought about it. Damn. Yay, he's being cool. He could get Ada out of the game by going after her, but he's not. He's being cool. All right. Let's keep her going. This is a bad one, though. I do not like this tile here. I guess not. Oh god. No! Ah! Yes! God damn it. She wasn't recovering. Over here, we've got the Safe Hay. This one's pretty self-explanatory as well. You can see pretty much every single killer in it over the game. It is very safe, except for Huntress and Projectile Killer's demo. I'm not sure if you can actually shred through that. I don't think so, but they could probably hit you with it anyway. But even if, we'd be greeting the pallet even if you got hit by it regardless, so it wouldn't matter that much. These ones, I will say, if you are up against something like a Huntress or a Trickster or a Pyramid Head or something, you don't want to get stuck in here because it's a bottleneck where you don't have range. And since it is long enough where they can come around the corner and hit you with it, you would want to get to about here and then juke outwards, right? Or juke inwards before coming through there. That is something that is pretty much mandatory against them because they can come around and hit you, so you might as well juke it, you know? You don't want to be looping this side unless you're forced to. Every now and then it's fun, but a lot of times, like as earlier, you want to not camp the pallet unless you can see over it and it's a very unsafe pallet, and then you just sort of slightly move to one side or the other to have them jump around, but you can't do that here because you can't see where they are, so you don't want to get here. This is something that you would be looping around if you were completely desperate or you just wanted to have a lot of fun trying to win 50-50s. And she would do it too. Noretta was great. It was big timers, man. You know big timers. Fuck, I found their thingy. This is bad. They're gonna go for a headshot at some point, right? No! Boo! That was my skill. You ignored my skill. Yes! Oh, boo. My dumbass. It was a really cool song, though. You're not looping tight enough, Michael. There you go. Swing. No! There you go. Why didn't you do that the first time? You were supposed to swing. No! Tunneling. Tunneling.
The fuck? I can't ever say I've ever had a choice like this before. Dang it. Okay. Do I know this guy?
Oh god, he's coming to me because I blew my position. He's playing nice though. You want to throw it? Haha! Throw it again. Yes! Yay! Oh, good shit. No! That was good shit. I'm gonna have to try to mix these two together because there's no pallet over there. I am a Nemi when I... Fuck! I am a Nemesis main when I play Nemi though. Next up, we got the Tipi. I love this tile. It's one of my favorite tiles in all of the Coldwinds because for some reason it's way easier to loop this tighter. Now it's pretty unsafe as well because they can just double back. and there's pretty much nothing you can do if they double back. You're just gonna get hit because of how unsafe it is. So if you wanted to loop it, I guess this might even be the better side, but even then you're just gonna get hit because it is an unsafe pallet. It just seems to be one of those pallets where you greet it, watch the killer mind game, and then try to make it somewhere else. But if you're feeling saucy, I would recommend looping this part, because every now and then you'll get a killer that is just for some reason not mind gaming, and they're just like chasing you around trying to catch up to you. And I don't know why, but this is one of those pallets that I feel like the hitbox goes straight up as opposed to actually how it's shaped. Because a bunch of times on this TP, I've had killers get auto-aimed into the wall where you're just looping tight and then they slap the wall. I even had one time where a plague slapped the wall after I was greeting it way too many times, and then they DC'd and called me a hacker. That was hilarious. This is just another variation of the TP. Runs the exact same way as the other one, but it's even more unsafe versus projectile killers. This part right here is a bit more safe than the other TP, but at the same time, you're sacrificing pretty much any loop ability this tile has versus projectile killers, unless you're forcing yourself to run this one, which is the more fun one to run anyway. But just know that this one, if you're running up to a projectile killer, is pretty much extremely unsafe unless they respect over and over, which they can do, and then you can keep this right in the middle versus using the projectile killer, but you're counting on them respecting over and over. But they will most of the time because they don't want to let you get value on such an unsafe tile. Oh my goodness. This is bad. I'm in a terrible spot. I'm going to get infected right away. Let's see if I can force her to... No, it's too wide. I'm trying just really hard not to get infected right now. But she's got some crazy bloodlust. They're accusing me of hacking. The big L. This big L is hilarious. So this big L, and for some reason it can be bigger or smaller depending on if it's on like this side or the other side or on other maps. But what you want to do with these ones is you don't want to loop this. Like, this is decent by itself, but if you ran right to this first, then you're stuck like trying to loop this, and projectile killers, good luck looping against that. But this one right here, you can get like 2 solid loops out of, right? Because if they're coming around, you run this way. They can't mind game you because you can see it. You run one more big loop around the big L, right? And then when they start coming into you, that's when you cut to this one. And if you greet it, say you greeted it and they went around the long way over there, then you could cut back to the L again. Loop the big L, right? Maybe even get 1 or 2 more loops out of it, running around. And then run up to the pallet and greet it again. If they mind game themselves again, then you can do the big L, but they probably get bloodlust by that. Like, if they mind game, then you're probably dealing with the bloodlust, and that's when you'd want to loop this side over here, which is kind of a nightmare versus projectile killers. If this was the setup I had versus projectile killers, and you have to be careful with this right here, obviously, like, you gotta stay and wait for them to throw it. I think you can get hit here anyway, even if you're ducking, if they would just hit you with the hatchet. So if it was against a projectile killer, I would do that. 1 or 2 loops around that thing, and then I'd switch to this one since it's close enough by to sort of loop that. Or I'd switch to this since they can't throw over that as well, and then after that, then I'd come to this. Just like the 4-piece, that's what having this big of a tile around is there for. If you see this big tile right here, there's going to be a pallet nearby for you to be able to connect it to. Similar to the F-walls on Borgo. No. Yay, Unbreakable! You guys remember I was talking about Unbreakable? The perk that I think is the best. See, and then made for this would stop, right? And then I'd be back to normal. This is why this would be perfect. Dang it. Oh god. Skill. Read it. You have to loop this side because this side's harder to do this. Oh god, he has the hindered thing. But you want to loop that one because it's bumpier. It's hard for Blight to slide around and shit. Oh, boo. I couldn't get it behind. He was going to see scratch marks, too. Good luck with this one. He Kobe'd! Let's fucking go! Got him. That's funny. Here we got the Unsafe Hay. The Unsafe Hay isn't as unsafe, I suppose, as it looks because you can see through the back right here. But other than that, this is about as unsafe of a big wall as you really get. Because technically it looks safe, right? But if they get pushed around, it's going to be hard for me to get anywhere. Especially if they're projectile killer, you can get hit, right? Now, that being said, you would kind of want to loop it this way. Especially if it's projectile killer. Because it gives you less of line of sight for the killer coming around here. Just for you to get into this bottleneck where you're either going to have to juke that way or juke this way, right? So that's the way I would loop it. And then if you're feeling extra saucy, you can loop this way right here. But you cannot see through these barrels over here, and you're kind of asking to get hit on this side. So even though this whole tile is pretty unsafe, even though you can see through the barrels, I would still say this is one of those tiles that you run up to and greet and then run the long side, even though it's unsafe. But this whole tile is pretty unsafe, so just be aware of that when you're running over and you see a bunch of hay barrels piled up on top of each other. Pretty unsafe tile. Shit, this is fucked. Alright, I'm throwing this down. God damn it. Run! Hanky. Teabag, teabag, teabag! God damn, they'll literally just swing for everything. Oh, right, it's Killer Shack. Killer Shack, I just actually broke one of my rules about this today, but I like to run this one a bit wide when it comes to the window and then run towards the window. And the reason I like to do this is for when killers do the mind game where they look like they came back for a second and then they moonwalk right back in to get you to juke yourself at the window and then run off. Now, to avoid that, before we get into checkpoints and everything, I usually like to run a little wide here. A little bit wide, because if they do that mind game and then they come back in, you can still make the running vault. I didn't that time because I stopped. But if they run a little bit, if you run a little bit wide, you can still get the mind game by coming back in towards the window and not being stuck out in the middle of shack between either taking a hit or having to throw the shack pallets. So usually when I'm coming around this corner, I run a little bit wide. Obviously, the ideal way to run shack is you get your 3 vaults that way. Killer pushes you around. You run. You jump the window again, right? Then he pushes you around. Come around this way. Do the same thing. You jump it 3 times, and then you run and you can throw the pallet. But obviously, killers are going to try a bunch of different things, including pushing the other way. Which, if you do get pushed this way, you want to stay places like this, right? And you want to stay a little bit far out on this mind game because this gives you the shortest route to still get the running vault. Because if I see him moonwalk, then I can just get the running vault from there, right? And you're not scrambling. Because if I stay right here, I'm too close, and if the killer does this, I'm going to have to either medium vault which I don't like medium vaulting because I always just assume I'm going to get hit 3 steps past the window, or I have to be stuck trying to get extra distance and then running in, which I medium vaulted for anyway, and wasted extra distance trying to get my medium vault. So if I'm running this way, I like to come out a little bit, and that's where I spend my checkpoint here. And then the second you see the killer there, then you can run and get the fast vault. Run right into the window. Another thing you want to not do if the killer is not mind gaming at all is you don't want to run like box, then box, then box, because you want to get as short a path as possible. And this sounds funny, but it is geometry. If you ran 2 lines, is obviously going to be shorter than 3 lines, right? So instead of running the box out that way, you angle right here towards this, and when you get to about here, you angle back in towards the window. Because you can get the running vault at an angle. You don't have to run straight at it. And you have a shorter vault, a shorter route that way if you run this way than you would running straight out all the way, then to the side, then all the way in, because you wanted to get your running vault. That's not what you want to be doing there. You want to take the shortest route possible. So you're running up here. The first thing you want to do, come around the corner. Well, if you're coming this way, I suppose. If you're coming here and you did get the running vault, say they double backed and say they vaulted. If they did vault here, first thing you want to do when you get to here is whip your camera around as fast as possible, because you want to see if they double vaulted. Same if they double vaulted and you come here, whip your camera around as fast as possible. Don't be like running right around the corner, because you want to see if they double or triple vaulted even, hit you with it. But that's the first thing you need to do though, is see if they're double or triple vaulting to hit you with some type of mind games to gain distance. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then if you didn't see them vaulting, that's when you come out to here, and then you see them come around, then you run at the angle and get your running vault. The one pathing you really want to avoid on Shack, and it's the reason I use the back of Shack, is if you're getting pushed this way, right? Because if you're getting pushed this way, you're stuck either trying to juke it and expecting him to whiff, because if they don't whiff, you're going to get hit. And a lot of times, if you run in this way and you just jump it, they either double backed, and I'm not going to make it all the way around. I'm not going to make it back on another medium vault doing this back and forth, right? So I have to sort of count on the killer winning a mind game. Same with being pushed around this way. You don't really want to be pushed around past this way and get stuck in this, because this is like a true 50-50, where you have to hope the killer doubles back hard enough for you to make it all the way back around this way and get in position to get another running vault again. That's something you want to try to avoid. So to avoid that, a lot of times if I'm coming and I don't know where the killer is, I stand here. I think this is the best spot in all of Killer Shack to initiate the chase from. Because number one, the killer can be mind gaming themselves, running around looking for you, and you're just standing here. I've literally won chases that way by just standing here, and they're like, where the fuck did they go? And they can't find you, and they're just like running around. They leave Shack, and you're just standing here like, okay. Like, I didn't expect any of this to happen. But same thing is, like, if you don't know where the killer is, you don't want to get stuck doing that mind game, so just run around to the back of Shack. You can even loop Shack twice sometimes, because it's a big one. You can see through Shack, so if you get pushed around, they can see you too. So understand this, that they saw you come this way, and then they can cut you off. And if I try to come back this way, you gotta be mindful and stare at that wall right there and wait for the killer to come around that way. But they cannot mind game you here. If you're standing here, I can see through that window there into the doorway that leads into Shack, and I can see them come around even if they mind game. So I would get the running start to at least get me, if not a whole nother lap around Shack, into this position to either jump this or not jump this, depending on my pathing and how close he is, or if I just want to risk it or not. But a lot of people forget about looping the back of Shack, and that's really how you should be initiating your Shack chase. You don't want to initiate the chase immediately trying 50-50s. You want to get as much time out of the loop before getting to a 50-50 as possible. And that's why the more unsafe loops are more fun, but you waste almost no time there, because you could win 6 50-50s and you wasted 5 total seconds when you won 6 50-50s, as opposed to like Shack, or if you shove the back of Shack into it and then you ran around the Shack once, you wasted 10 seconds, and now there's a 50-50 that you won, and now you're running back around Shack again. Because what if I ran to this way and I juked it and they went around the back? I'm not going to just stand there and wait for him to catch up. I want to keep getting distance. So now I'm going to run back around Shack again. And this is where I'm going to stand. If I'm going to stand anywhere, it's going to be right here on Shack, because they can't really gain out of me. And sometimes, like I said, they might even mind game themselves and run away. So that's my take on Killer Shack.
Let's raid on what? Yeah, I wanted to raid on that mode actually, but like I play against you all the fucking time. Like literally. Yes! Yes! We can make that, right? Does he double vault? No, he didn't. What the fuck? So wide. Alright. Yes! Whoa, hey! Whoa! What is going on? Whoa! What is this keep happening? Oh my god! Why? Why is he letting me do this, man? I know this guy. You don't get bloodlust this way. What? Is that? What? Is he an endgame builder? Some. No, Ed. Is he no Ed? He's still cat. No! It has to be Ned, right? No! Pre-drop with all my skill! Look at my skill, guys. I got so much skill.
What's up, Lewis Knight? Thanks for following me. That sounded so whack. I knew it. Yeah, I got her though. Let's fucking go. No, we went into phase 2. I'm gonna get hit here, but it was fun to do. The fuck? I need a double back. Come here, Ace. Body block him. Yeah. Oh god. Unless I need to. Wanna make this? Oops. I think she could have hit me there, I'll be honest. Did she double vault? Yay. So now we have the Harvester. So the Harvester is very interesting. They have reworked this thing twice in the past month. So luckily we've had to do this Harvester walkthrough 3 times now. But that's absolutely fine, because at first they buffed it a little bit and put this hay bale, they doubled it down and put 2 of them here, which made it ridiculous, and you could do the running vault and land on both of them and not be hit by the killer. And they had it like that for about 2 weeks, and that had to go. So now it's completely gone. Now, what I want to do for this Harvester, and we have to see before the info gets out, because I think we should be able to loop it the exact same way. The problem is when you do anything, you're taking a chance to see what the killer's going to do, especially if you're trying to elongate chase instead of, you know, run to pallet, chuck down, because that's safe. But you want to loop the killer longer than that without using a bunch of resources. So same here. Usually what I do is I run up here with enough of a head start where I jump here, and then without thinking, I immediately double vault, and then I come over here and I slow vault. Because a lot of times what the killer will do when you go that way is they'll go onto that one, and they can do it without swinging, but a lot of times they'll swing. But what you have to count on them not swinging and just doing it normal, and that's why you vault right away. Because if I did this and I waited for them to get to that one, and they can do it without swinging because they know how to do it. If I do this now with this little medium vault, that's too late. I'm going to take a hit here because he's going to get up here, and he can swing before even getting up this thing. They swing up it and hit me because I'm still here. So you're going to vault it twice to get ready for that. And then the second one, because if you go here and then you go here and they're on the other side and they swung and they missed, they can see where you're going to go. But a lot of times they'll swing onto that one and they'll be stuck here so they can't even see, which is why you want to slow vault here. And then you want to stand right about here-ish so you can see which way they're coming from. Because a lot of times they're not going to know which way to come. And most of the time they won't push around this way. Now that's not going to say they won't, but just most of the time they won't. And that a lot of times they'll push around this way. Sometimes you can even leave the chase, just leave the harvester because you disoriented them by not knowing where you were going to go. And then when they push you up again, the next time what you want to do is jump the side window. So if you're going to go up the second time, you just go to the side window. Like you're going to do this. And then don't jump that one, because if you jump it one more time, it's blocked. Then you come over here and do that one again and then do the same scenario. And then when you wind up back on this one, that's when you'd want to jump. Because if you pull them up, sometimes they'll come in for the swing. And you can pull them up, get them into the swing and recovering. And then you would want to run this direction because this punishes them the hardest from them swinging with you the other side of that window, since they can't jump down at the proper angle from that little piece holding them. Because when you're on this little piece here, you can only jump down this way. You can't jump over this thing. Those little things up there are guarding them from doing that. So that's why if you would jump and they swung, you'd want to come this way, because that punishes them the most with the distance gained. Now, the downside is, since they've changed this is how I've been looping it, but word is out on whether that's going to be the best strategy anymore, because all 3 killers that I've tried the strategy on so far have not even attempted this jump over here, which is completely opposite of what most of my killers were doing before. And I'm not sure if they're not making that jump at all anymore because this is gone, or if I've just had bad luck and I've only been able to loop this thing 3 times. I did think it's worth a mention that all 3 times it feels like it did backfire. It's just I feel like it's too small of a sample size to be able to count on, specifically because of the other hundreds of times that I had looped this thing, where every time I tried to loop it, the killer would immediately try to get onto this, whether it be running and which is why I would double vault really quick, or do the swing, which is why the double vault would get you even more distance, and being able to slow vault over there would keep you hidden. But as of right now, it has backfired 3 times so far. One of them it worked, but the killer missed a swing, so I don't really count that as not backfiring. But I feel like 3 times is too small of a sample size, especially because it's not like it backfired because when I jumped this thing, I staggered too hard coming down here and I couldn't make it around, or I couldn't make it around that way because I staggered too hard. It was literally just because of the first part of them not going on that thing. So I think it's too small of a sample size, but it is worth mentioning. Yes! It's like magic. Like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times and he shows up. No, Walter! Alright, we did this once before. Now it's time to do it seriously. Oh god. I can't because the fucking thingy. The zombo. No! That would have been great if he whiffed there. This is the, oh shit. Restoration for hair loss, and he's like, no. But I did save a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I was like, oh my god. I was had. Could Can I make it up? I'll show you guys my tech here. Jump and then bump. Immediately. Which way does he go? No! I'm gonna get the fast fault value. Oh fuck, he's not going for it. The fuck? Oh shit, that was good. Let's try to get some max harvester value. You think it's going to happen? The max harvester value. No! Boo! Oh, he doesn't know. Oh my god. He doesn't know you can hit him up there. It doesn't work up there. No! So here's the meat tree. The meat tree actually just got changed a little bit, but it loops almost the exact same. At least the way I looped it before, because I always considered this wall right here to be extremely unsafe anyway. And they made this a little bit safer. When they first made this stronger, this was actually very unsafe. It only came about out to there. So now this side runs pretty much identical to how it ran before. And the only thing that has really changed, I suppose, is this right here. But this is the same thing, essentially. It just made this wall right here a bit longer, which in my opinion made it a little bit more safe. Specifically because this wall right here, the killer can't literally just like swing from here and hit you and turn this into a not mine game. Like if I was coming here and I went here, the killer might double back enough for me to be able to make it to this pallet, which was not the case before. So usually what you want to do, obviously, and there's going to be mind games involved, is you run this way, killer pushes you around, they come around this way, you can greed the pallet. If the killer respects the pallet, then you push around this way. That right there is the most dangerous part of the tree. You can respect it right here. And then you want to stop like right around here-ish, because this is a very big spot for the killer to double back. And if you stop right here and they double back, then I get away from it. I'm not trying to camp that window again, just for them to come back in and me try to scramble together a running vault, right? So if you have all the distance, particularly, like if I am the full length away, he is at the pallet, I'm here right now, then I run this way. And then don't vault it, right? Just run around, because if he hadn't seen you and he double backs right there, then we just reset the chase back to square one. So the first time when I didn't need to vault it anyway, I'm not trying to be greedy and get any extra distance and reset completely. I just run one lap around when I run this way, right? Run one lap around, and then if he doubles back, it's reset. And if he doesn't double back, then he's a bit closer. And then we might get into that greed the pallet scenario, which is you can greed the pallet and then run around again, right? And then you come up to the pallet, and this time you greet it, and you're going to mess with him. You're going to hold forward and then jump it this time. Because even if he does double back, you can run around here, and you can try to hit him with a mind game, see if he doubles back and make it to the pallet. Because you would make this window if he tried to come around. He's just going to mind game you from here. There's no way he's going to come around and try to swing. He's just going to double back. So you can try to mind game and get pushed around back this way. And then if you're running this way, this is actually a safer medium vault than it appears if you're running around. Because getting the fast vault's insanely hard on this one. I pretty much can't do it. It is possible, I just pretty much can't ever do it, so I never try. I just do the medium vault here, because even if they double backed here, then we're still in another spot where we could either double vault, which once again I don't like to do, Or if we went around this way and he double backed, you could run around this way and see if he wants to do it. You could try to even hit a crouch juke to get him double back and then come back around to here. And then worst comes to worst, when he gets close enough, that's when you loop this side. And you just loop this side like an unsafe pallet where you just greet it over and over. Make sure you keep moving when they inevitably double back and get around it. And then you just greet it the same. If you greet it and it respects it, then you can reset the chase back to normal just from looping the one unsafe side, because that's how important a pallet greet can be. Because if he's pushing me this way, or if he's pushing me this way, say he pushes me this way, right, and he goes back that way, then I can turn right back around, come here, and now we're back at either this 50-50 or running around the long way again, which will get me at least back to the pallet. Because that's the other thing you got to remember too, is if you jump the window being greedy for distance, you might not make it all the way back around the window, but it doesn't matter. Because if I ran the long way and he gained enough distance on me and didn't double back, then I'm at least going to make the pallet. Because I do not have to make it all the way back around the window. I just have to make it back to the pallet. That's why running around the long way like this, to me, is more safe than trying to do this over and over, where I just jump this, and then he goes around, and he's going to come around and then jump this again. Because it's such a small distance around the extra way, and it doesn't even matter the fact that we have another pallet, and then we can play this pallet by itself, that I think it's worth the risk just going around the long way. He doth see me. Yay, tree. Finally fucking made it. Holy shit. Had to work my way all the way across the map to get here. Just so I can greet a pallet, hopefully. Yay. We continue. Yeah, Boozle. I get hit here, right? When I vault this. Shouldn't laugh. He just clicked it so fast. And vault it. Vault it again. Oh god. What the fuck? Why did that look so goofy? Did he lag for a sec? Like, I'm stubbing my toe in this shit. Damn it. I should have thrown it. Takes over to master. That's what it is. Alright, clear pyramid head. God damn it. I need to loop this fucking thing eventually. Yay. I like the shorter wall on me tree. It makes greeting it better. Good shit. All right, One. A bamboozler? He does have bamboozler. Time for some pallet greed. I should have done earlier. I want to get the bamboozler. Swing. Yes. Swing. No, I wanted to jump the window. Hold W. And profit. You get my hold my W. I could have vaulted that. Dang. I just want to keep running in a circle here. Dang. Yes! I should have vaulted that, man. No! Subfit is so bad when I'm playing killer. It's so annoying. It's not Boozle though. Ah! Oh my god, the lusty blood. No! I can't even jump this window again. Damn it! I got too flashy. I wanted him to swing. I got lucky. I got lucky. Damn it. I wanted him to double back. No, yes! That's what I wanted him to do first time. Oh, damn. I'm not throwing it. No! I stubbed my toe because I'm bad. Like, that fucking sucks. Yeah, vault. Yeah. I'm still gonna live one time around. And then dare you to hit me with this shit. The fuck? You're not gonna use your saw? Why no use saw? There you go. And there he goes again. Dude, why was that not breaking him out that whole time? Did you see how fucking long I was staring at him? That's what I'm talking about at Ghostface. Being annoying. But then when you play as Ghostface, you get broken out every 2 seconds. This is actually really good because this is what I needed to loot. Not gonna throw it. Yay! But now he got me though, because I should have thrown it. But I need to get more loops off of this thing later. Bad Oni. Oni, this isn't very nice, Oni. Why are you gonna do this to me, Oni? We got to go. 'Tis bad. Yes! I was so confused for a sec. I was like, wait, it's Noed. I just took a Noed hit and didn't go down. It was hubris. Instruments of death before me. Oh shit! I should have. Back to this tree again. He jumped once. No, he didn't swing. Damn it. That one's awesome. I like that one the best too. Edge is just the all-timer. Yay! Jump. Dang, I shouldn't have jumped. Dang, they know my trick. I'm not gonna get away with that the rest of the match. Watch. Oh god. Do I make this? And then greet it. He's doing the right thing though. Me here, meat tree, yay. Just good, me like it is. Are you Boozle? Yep. He's tinkling. Matt back to his favorite tile. No! Damn it. Right here we got the Shame Rock or Shame Hill. There's a lot of different names that you can call this thing. Now this thing is completely useless unless you have balanced landing, and there are ways to walk down almost every Shame Rock on almost every map without staggering. So this one you can actually walk down right here actually without staggering. And they have almost every Shame Rock has spots for you to walk down like that without staggering to get down without balanced landing. But some of them don't. I think it's Yamaoka State map. See how I staggered there because I didn't do it right. But the Yamaoka State Shame Rock I believe is the one that does not have a single way to get down without staggering. Almost every other map, there we go. Almost every other map has a way for you to get down without staggering. Now, the way that you will get actual value out of this, and I'm not sure I have any clips of this on this map. I have on the McMillan maps. But if you have a Longwall Gym with a window, or you have this hill going right into Shack, while you are airborne, it will give you a prompt for running vault, and you can run down, jump, and immediately get the running vault right into a gym, right? And then you can use the window to sort of mind game around. So the best kind of version you would want of that is if you had the Shame Hill, the entrance to it either on this side, with the window being here, or the window being there and the entrance to be on this side, right? Because then no matter which way they push you around, you don't have to walk all the way back here to walk up the Shame Hill and then get to the window. All you'd have to do is run to the side, up the hill, and then jump the window again with a running vault. Now, I don't think that should be in the game. I hope they fix it at a certain point. Every vault like that, where there's a vault close enough for you to get rid of your actual stagger, I think of it as an exploit. I'm trying to get like 1 or 2 clips of it just in case whenever I have examples to be like, here's what you should do. I try not to do this because I don't think it's fair, but at the same time, it does exist, and it's been in the game for the entirety of the game, so it's fair game as of right now. But I think it's an exploit, and I think it should be removed from the game. So that brings us to the main building. Now, the main building has a few pallets around the outside. Very, very, very safe pallets. You do not want to throw these either because the main building really doesn't have much except for 2 strong windows that are immediately weakened by a breakable door. And when I mean weakened, I mean useless when the breakable door is broken. And then 1 decent window that you can use up top. But usually you'll have this pallet either here or it'll be that pallet over there. But there will usually be 1, maybe even 2 completely safe pallets to make up for some of these dead zones that you can have at the corner of the building. Because if this pallet wasn't here, this whole space would be a huge dead zone until you get to the OP area on the side. This one, be careful because you can be hit through it as well. Like Sadako, like right here, you can get hit through, so you don't want to be looping super tight if they know that. Now, these barrels help because they're right in front of it, obviously, as well. But this one, pretty self-explanatory. It's hard to greed because it's kind of a longer one, so if you greed, they really have to respect for you to get around. Doesn't stop me from trying to greed it. But if you're going to greed, you want to greed this way, even if you're running the other way first. But this one is not mind gameable by the killer, and you can get hit through and over it. So be very careful of that when you're playing against a killer, especially something like Sadako that's shorter and can hit through it.
You summoned me.
Please don't spawn by that pallet. Yay. The tree tech. Looks so funny. Dang. It's undetermined. Oh, strange. Damn. Yes. Run, pre-drop. This is the other spot that can have a very, 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 very strong pallet to spawn. Now, I like it when this pallet spawns here, personally, a little bit more because it's closer to that window up top that you land with stagger. When the killer doubles back, then you have a pallet to get to. It's either going to be this one or that one. It can be, or it can be over there. It's always just going to be a corner pallet around a sort of strength in the main building. And it's going to be unmind gameable, and it's pretty much going to be considered a god pallet. Although this one, every now and then, killer, if you throw it down, they'll try to go around that way, which I never think makes too much sense, because then you can just run around and then jump this, right? And then the killer has to go around again. So it's not really mind gameable. And it's pretty safe considering how long this actual haystack is, because even then killers are thinking like it ends here, but it doesn't. It comes all the way out to here. You can just see past there, right? Now these barrels are extremely, extremely unsafe. I will say you don't want to loop this pretty much ever. I know I always talk about greed and then run, and a lot of people might not even know this, but you can get hit through that. I got slapped through a Sadako through these two right here where she wasn't going to make it to the pallet, and she just straight up hit me through these two gas tanks, and I just took the hit, and I was like, oh my god, like I can actually get hit through there. The fuck? How did she, like, hit me through that barrel? Now, that's why I don't like this one right here, because that one thing right there was like, oh my god, how many other killers can hit me through there? And it kind of tripped me out. So, if you want to feel saucy, you can try to loop that one, but this is one of the ones where I leave that unsafe tile alone, personally, and I just loop the godly, unmind gameable side of it. Oh god. I was like, this is too long. I have to do this one instead. They got me. You got me! No, you didn't. Let's go. Looping tight for the win. I'm not sure if she can throw it over those little barrels. I think so. It's close. She would not be able to hit me if I ducked, though. Love doing that to killers. That shit's funny as hell. Yes! Oh, fuck. Yes! I can't see shit. Alright, this will be the loop. I think you can throw it through the thing, though. Yay! The Pallet greed. If you find a good tile, don't fix it or don't break. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're gonna get me here though. No. Dun, 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 bow, 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 bow. The stove. Dude, I fucking love doing that. That's like my new move is you stand still at the pallet like you're gonna pre-drop it, and then you don't. And they respect it because you're just standing there waiting. I fucking love doing that. I don't know why it's so funny. This is a really hard tile. I don't know if you can slide it, right? Oh shit, he got me being lazy. It's so close. It's like, I'm not gonna throw the pallet though. If he gets me, he gets me. No, I wanted him to get me. Got him. Alright, well here's the hole I die on. This LT wall. The fuck? How did she like hit me through that barrel? Is that some technique I was unfamiliar with? I just fucked my chase up though, because I got stuck on that steps. That's what I'm saying, like, what the fuck was that? Still crazy how I got hit. Yeah. Yeah, I know about that now. You ain't doing that shit on me again. Nope. Nope. Apparently that's just a thing. You can just hit. He's in tier 1, so he can't. That's why you should hit people with the whip right in the beginning. He's in tier 1. Oh, fuck. Alright, he's leaving me because that was haunted grounds, and he's going to get no value chasing me there. Because even if I go down, I'm already injured. He can get the increased value downing somebody else. Or when I play killer. He's my favorite. I'm like number 18 in the world of Nemesis downs. Nice. I should have tried to juke it. This is another one of the pallets you can get here. This one only has one side that you can loop, so it's kind of more of a god pallet, and you can't loop it like over and over because this right here isn't the most safe to loop this way. This pallet's more if you're like coming up from here and you threw the pallet and then you're trying to make distance, because a lot of times they won't go all the way around, because by the time they do, you'll make it somewhere else. And same thing if I'm running this way, you would throw it down here. It's way too big. You can't loop around the whole building and then jump again and make more distance, but a lot of times killers will break this pallet anyway. I was wondering why he didn't just greet it. He gets me though. No, I always get hit there usually. Can you imagine? That's what he sees on fucking barbecue and, or not barbecue, what do they call that shit? Swing! Yay! Me like it. It's too long, I'll go down. Yes! He got fucked over by a DVD. Was it well spent? We'll find out. Dang it. No. And that brings us to the main building, the Thompson House itself. Now, this main building is on a timer because it's pretty good right in the beginning, but if they break the breakable doors, and they will break the breakable doors, then 2 of the 3 windows are completely useless. This is not a main building that you're going to be getting loop after loop, and with the cookie cutter loop that I get to vault 3 times and then it's going to block. But there is more than meets the eye. I know a lot of people are running up the stairs and then running to this window and then waiting for that mind game. But a lot of times you want to run up the stairs and run to the side, especially if they've broken that breakable door, because then you can run the loop upstairs and then treat this window better and have the killer coming from that angle when you jump the window instead of playing this 50-50 mind game, whether they don't double backed or not. So running from the front entrance, first thing we're going to go to is the side. You want to actually come here last. I'm just pointing it out first because it's important to know exactly where it is. But this is what I mean by it's on a time limit, because when this breakable door right here is not broken, this is a god window. It's not mind gameable. I jumped the window. There's nothing he can do. He has to break the breakable door. But that's why it's completely useless once it's gone. Once that door is broken, you even have to run right by the killer to get anywhere else. And most of the times you're going to take a hit, unless you have a pallet right there, which we did not. We got the Shamrock. So if I was running this and I ran right to this window just to get use out of it, not only would I have gotten them to break the door, but I would also have taken a hit. That being said, sometimes that's your only option here. You're not going to make it to the upstairs window, and that's your only option. Then that's what it's there for. But don't jump it unless it's your only option. You don't really even want to run the killer this way. Same thing if you're in a big dead zone over this way, and I'm running over here. This one's even worse, I feel like, because you have to go out of your way to get the running vault, which is a hard running vault to get. And if you don't get the running vault, you went out of your way, which sacrificed the low ground, got a medium vault, which sacrificed the low ground, and you vaulted right in front of the killer that's breaking the door. And now I'm not going to make it anywhere really safe either. So this is kind of more of an emergency window, and it can be connected to the top window. I just figured this out, and I messed it up as well in the one clip I had, where I vaulted this window and I ran, and I, for some reason, was thinking the window was over there, so I ran a little bit wide this way before running back in and jumping this window. No! Damn, if only I was a male survivor. And if I hadn't, if I knew exactly where I was going and I had my pathing right, I would have made the vault and it would have saved me before that was broken. But we'll get to the pathing that leads you there in the first place in a little bit. Another little thing you can do over at these mini stairs, and it's not really going to help you too much, just something to point at and giggle about since you technically want a mind game, is if you're coming down these stairs and you go a little bit this way and try to bait the killer, because if I'm over here, the killer's momentum doesn't go straight down. So I had a time where the killer just jumped out, flew all the way over here, and it gave me a little bit extra distance. So that is something little funny you can do when you're coming down over here and you ran straight down and you cut this way and then get the killer to lose a little bit of distance and then maybe even make it somewhere safe. Oh god, I'm kind of fucked here. This is not the loop. This wasn't supposed to be the thing, Todd. Haha, got him. And giggle at. That's the whole point of playing video games, is to have stuff to giggle at. Besides that, there's nothing here. Never want to be running down here in the toilet. There's nothing here. There was one total time where somebody let me go because I ran in here and pretended to use the potty, and killer thought it was funny, and then they let me go. So I guess that's a tactic you could use against the killer, but that is not something I would be even recommending that you try. It was just one of those situations where I was like here, I was stuck, and I was like, oh, bathroom, and then killer let me go. Damn it. I was hoping I could get there and he wouldn't see me yet. No, it's alchemy ring. But that is not even any type of good advice. That was just hey, this worked. Ready to see the value out of the Thompson House? Bam! That is the max value you can get out of the Thompson House. No, it's not! They fucking... What? I might have been able to do it again. I wasn't ready for that. They always break the door, like right there. If I got the running vault, I might have been able to get it, actually. That's fucking hilarious. You're supposed to swing main. Yay. You ready for this massive Thompson House value? No, it's already broke. Jump it. Jump it. I should have jumped it. Oh, goddamn it. She had real borrowed time. I would smoke the bong. We smoked blunts a lot more when there was roommates that... No way! That's sad. That's why. And he breaks the door. He didn't break the door. What the F? So now it brings us to the upstairs. Now the first thing most people want to do in the upstairs, especially when this door over here is already broken, is they just want to sit here and mind game this over and over, because the killer is going to be stuck here doing this thing where they're walking back and forth because you're forcing them to jump it or not. Because even if the killer gets here and you jump, you're going to stagger, so it still benefits the killer to come down this way, which is why I like having that pallet right there instead of the pallet over there, or the pallet that we got, which is over at the back corner. That's why I like having the pallet right there, because even if the killer is back here, right, even right here, it's going to take the killer less time to double back and come around down here while you stagger and get to you. So I don't like this mind game up here. Personally, it is viable, especially if you have no other distance. That door's already broken and you're not going to make it anywhere else, then fine. You can come up and try to hit this mind game, right? But what I like to do with this one, with this window, is connect it to that window over there. Now this window over here is another single-use window where, same thing, you have to sort of run past the breakable door, and then you have to run out of your way to try to get a running vault. You can, but once again, you're never going to be in a position to try to get the running vault. You just run around as tightly as possible and then medium vault it, because you're just trying to vault the window as fast as possible, right? Because there's a breakable door here. And that's where you want to camp if you're doing this gen, and then you sit here. And luckily, you can see through that, so there's no way for them to mind game you. You're going to be standing here. When the killer comes up, as soon as you even see the killer anywhere in here, like here-ish, then you can just jump it. Because if you jump it, and even if they double backed, where are they going to double back to? If that's broken, they're going to double back here. We're on the other side of a staircase. Because even if they double backed and that's not broken, then I can just come right back here and be right here and force him to break the door again. And then even if he broke it from that side, I could jump in here and then run and jump to the window here and get away from it. So the first thing I usually want to do when I run up the stairs, especially if the gen is already done and I want to waste time over here, is I run this way. Say the door is not broken. It's still standing there, right? We come around here, jump the window. One time, the Ghostface came and they jumped that window, so I got an extra loop around. That was the time I messed up the pathing going to the small window, which was very sad, because that would have been the perfect pathing. But now it's all for you guys to get the perfect pathing now that you know what it is. So say we get the next loop around. Now he breaks the window, right? Now that he broke the window, if I have enough distance that I jumped it in the first place, I can get one more last loop around. Waiting to see if the killer mind games. They almost never do. I've never seen a killer mind game it. And now that I'm pulling him this way, now I can jump this window. Right? Which is why you don't want to run to this window last, because then I can connect to this window and have him break this one. I would have had that perfect pathing, and I messed it up Because for some reason I went to go that way instead of that way. Grab them. Oh my god, did he not break that window? What the fuck? Oh my god. No! Damn, if only I was a male survivor. But that is the perfect textbook pathing. You run up, you run around this way, especially when neither door is broken. You come around. Let's say he just breaks the window here, right? He breaks the door. I run around one more time, give him one big last loop around. And the reason you want to give him one last loop around is because we want him chasing us from the side. If he's chasing us from the side, there's no way for him to mind game. They can jump down that if they want to, but we're pretty far away. And we'd probably be able to get it to somewhere else if we had something there. If they jump down that hole over there, which is where that hole lands. Then after you vaulted it and he broke the door, then you can just vault this one. And once you vaulted this one, and that door over here isn't broken, then you vault this one and force him to break that door. And that's how you loop the Thompson house. Now, what do you do once all the doors are already broken? Here's where I still like looping it around this way. And I like to loop it around this way because it takes out that 50-50 mind game, forces the killer to engage with us looping here, right? He has to come around this way. That's a very long mind game, and you can literally walk back and forth, and it's still hard for them to mind. If they push us around that way, then I'm going to come around here and just jump this window. And if he pushes me around this way, he went the super long way. And once again, same thing. I can see him coming here, and then, at worst comes to worst, we're at this 50-50 mind game that I try to avoid as much as I can, but we just wasted 1 or 2 laps running around this circle upstairs to then vault this way. But the reason I want to use the upstairs, like I said, is to make it so that the killer's not chasing me from this direction. Instead, he's chasing me from this direction, so he can't just immediately mind game back and counter my stagger, and it forces him to vault this window. That being said, this window is very tricky. This is a very big hint for it. Be careful on looping it too close to that locker on either direction, because watch what happens if I press the vault button too early, and you want to wait till the very last second. If I press the vault button too early, watch what happens. You see that? Now, it's more dangerous coming from this side over here because you're panicking. You're like, vault, vault, vault. I'm going to get the running vault. And then you... I got it that time because I waited. But if you're coming around the corner and you're panicking trying to jam the vault button, you were literally going to suck yourself right into the closet, just like this. And I've had it happen one time coming from this direction where I got sucked into the locker. Oh my god, dude. And I've had it one time coming from this direction where I got sucked into the locker. Oh my god, bro. So this one you want to be very careful of. That time I was spamming the jump button. I wasn't quite close enough to the locker. But just because of that, I always wait till the last second with this locker. Or with this window, just to avoid getting sucked into that locker. Ready to see the value out of the Thompson house? Bam! That is the max value you can get out of the Thompson house. No, it's not! They fucking... What? I might have been able to do it again. I wasn't ready for that. They always break the door, like, right there. If I got the running vault, I might have been able to get it, actually. That's fucking hilarious. That's sad, too, because I'm never going to get that chance at value again. Can I make this without fast vaulting? Yes, I can. Break the door, pig. She vaulted! What? Might be able to make that again. I guess that's the best chase I've ever had in Thompson House. Dude, something's up with fucking... Maybe it's because sprinting takes priority over everything now. Maybe that's what it is. He didn't break this door up here yet. I have my one free vault. How you like that, Nemi? God damn it. Stupid zombie. Yay! Value! But it's literally because he fucked up, not because I did anything special. Unfortunately. This is the max value you can get out of this building. Is he a boozle? Watch him have boozle and I'd be fucked. That'd be hilarious. No boozle. I was wondering, like, why. Thompson House main building value. It does happen. Look at this. I get hit here, though. What the fuck? He vaulted. Grab them. Oh my god, did he not break that window? What the fuck? Oh god. No! Damn, if only I was a male survivor. Oh my god, dude. Trying to get away. Nice. Of course, I ran him right to the thing. Run, go that way. Oh my god, bro. Obviously, that wasn't what I was trying to do. Oh god. Thought he was gonna vault them. Damn. There is Pallet. So OPnesses. Now, of course, now that we're actually doing a looping guide and I need examples of OPnesses, I have none. But an OPness is something we call jokingly, where I said the OPness level of this is huge, kind of like if you're going to talk about how tall something is, and you're like, the highness is very tall. And I was trying to say the OPness, but naturally all we heard was OPness, so now we just call it OPness. What an OPness is when you have a big tile like here, and if this was connected directly into, say, a Longwall jungle gym, that you could loop this like once, and then force the killer. It's a non-mind gameable pallet, so they have to force me around, and then I jump the window, right? Because it's right next to it, and it's connectable. Now, this is not the strongest layout, which is funny, because this side of the house, like directly over here, and the other side, directly over here, are the most likely areas on the entire map to have any type of OPness, and they will. There's 3 or 4 tiles that can spawn back there, same with over there, there's 3 or 4. And most of the time, you have something ridiculously OP to be able to connect together, to the point where you could literally, in theory, have a 5-gen chase against a killer without even entering main, which I did. The most likely spot that you're going to look for an OPness would be back in these areas. This one and that one on the other side, where you'll have, like I said, something like this into a Longwall gym, or even this, right? This isn't the most unsafe, right? Because if the killer mind game himself, and then I can run back here, and now we're doing this. And the killer chases me around. He comes this way, and then I just run back to this one. And then say the killer respected it and went around, and then I came this way, and then I mind game him again. And the killer goes around, and then I jump this. And then the killer push around, say he's pushing me around this way. He pushes me around. And when I go this way, killer mind games himself, but it's fine. I was running to this tile over here. That's what I'm talking about. This is not the strongest OPness, but an OPness is basically any 2 tiles that you could chain together. We like to save OPness for something that looks pretty much brainless, where you stare at it and you're like, there is no counterplay here. There is counterplay, obviously, but it's just good to point out that this area and that other area on the other side of the map are easily the most likely areas on this map to have any type of OP setup, and they will most of the time. This game is such a survivor's game to lose. Yay, I was hoping. Like the way maps are designed and shit. Oh, damn. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. Yes! Let me get cornered at the LT wall. LT walls are fun. Yes! Hey, Vault. Ah, fuck! I never know what to do against Vault or Vite. Can I make this? I think so. Yes! I'm fucking hindered. This sucks, man. Oh my god. Gonna go and greet it again. Yes! I'm not gonna get it wrong. Now I'm fucking hindered. Oh god. We have the OPness. We got an M1 here. I want to keep looping this tile though, it looks fun. Yay! I knew it looked fun. Dude, this is such a broken setup. Oh my god. This map. Oh god. Yes. Back and forth and back and forth. This is what you call an OPness. There's usually one back here. Dang, I was hoping he'd swing there. He did double back though. No! Well, there's pretty much nowhere I can go though. Do I have this pallet as well? I do. Oh my goodness. I have to throw it down. God damn it. I was looking the wrong way, my dumbass. I was way too focused on looping too tight. Oh god. Does he have me out? Can I make it? Yes! Dude, this shit is just so fucking strong, this setup. Oh god. I didn't mean it. I just wanted to use the whole setup for a second. I'm going to die here. Uh-oh. Yes! He's trying the advanced technique. I think that gets a hit, actually. Yes! Yes! Fucking huge pallet greed. What the fuck, Bubba? Is that bamboozled? No, it's not. Oh my god. Where is he? Oh, he's fucking right here. I'm a dumbass. Hold on, let me put myself in a terrible spot. That was weird. No! I knew! Alright, nice. So the last strat I want to talk about that is viable on pretty much any map is holding forward. This mainly works specifically if you're trying to avoid a 3-gen in like those areas and you want to loop the killer right over there. Is if I was there and you just want to take your hit, hold forward, and then get hit again. Now the fun thing is if you got a head start, this could essentially run the killer for like a minute if they committed to you. Because say it was all the way over here, right? And the killer committed to me and I'm just holding forward over here. And say he's coming around, because you don't want to just hold forward. You do want to do it strategically. You want to get in between these tiles to make the killer think you're going to loop it or mind game it, right? So I'd come over here, and if the killer was a bit closer, and they like went into the tile to mind game it, and I'm just still holding forward. Right? So if you're holding forward, something that can help this a lot is breaking line of sight, because then the killer will try to cut in between you and something else. And then you can just keep gaining distance by literally just running, and then you just wasted 20 seconds of his time to hit you, and which I held forward. Use my sprint burst to keep holding forward. And then it's going to take him another, say, 20 to 30 seconds just to catch up to me after he hit me and I was holding forward. And specifically, when you take a hit, you never want to, and this is why I don't ever go for 360s, specifically when I'm full health, because if I'm full health and I try to get out of getting hit from one time, I probably cut off some of my momentum and will be sprinting the wrong distance because I was just trying to spin as fast as I could, right? And then I just wasted a lot of my sprint distance. That's wasted distance you could have used between you and the killer. So if I'm in a 360, it's more in the open field, I'm already injured and there's nothing for me here, then fine. Might as well go for it. And yes, that means that almost never works because that's the most obvious time to go for it. But I'd rather make it to the next tile because I didn't go for a 360 than going for a 360 and using up some of the sprint burst I have. Because every time you get hit, you want to be already running full speed when you get hit and then use all the distance you did. You want to get hit and then stay at the same tile because you just wasted a bunch of time staying at that one tile. Now it's basically like you played Wesker with Save the Best for Last 8 stacks where he just hits you and immediately caught up and now you're right back in chase. That's what you're doing if you get hit and you don't hold forward. If you get hit and you don't hold forward and I just stayed right here, I wasted none of the killer's time and now he could just mind game me again and I could go down 5 seconds later. So you want to hold forward. Simple pallet gyms are actually great tiles to sort of break line of sight on and sort of see which way they are and hold the tile in front of them, and they'll try to pre-swing in or do something funny, and then you're still running, and then they have to catch up to you. Another thing to think about if you're holding forward and you think you're in a complete dead zone, especially if you're playing something like a Bubba, say, or a Billy, or a Wesker, or a Blight, or something like that. Obviously, they can hit you if it's a Blight. This is a bad example for that. But more if it's like a Bubba, and there's nothing, you're not going to make the pallet there. Little tiles like this, obviously you can get mind gamed, but something like this might literally just be the difference between you making it somewhere safe or not, just trying to loot something. Because it seems like, what are all these little things doing out here in the middle of nowhere? But things like that can save your life. Or Huntress, like to keep it in between you and the Huntress, so there's just something in between you instead of getting hit in the open field by a projectile. That's what all these little things are for. But particularly if you have like a Bubba and there's nothing for you, you can just try to hug something like this as tight as possible. And then see if he bonks. If he bonks, you're definitely going to make it somewhere safe. Oh, God. I knew this was coming. Just switch sides. Another thing that can aid a lot in holding forward specifically, because I know I talk about breaking line of sight with some of these tiles and being able to get away, but simple pallet gyms are perfect for this. Say I was running this direction and it wasn't the end of the map, but I was running over this way, and then I come in, you can do something like that, and they might even pre-swing into it, which can help you get away from it. Or if I had more distance and I'm coming here, I can come this way and then keep running out to break line of sight. This is my way, so I can't right now. But say I was just running forward to break line of sight, and the killer might do the same thing. Sit there and try to mind game themselves and then pre-swing in, and by the time they realize that you're not there, you're so far away, you're not even in chase anymore. So I think simple pallet gyms are a great tile to aid in just holding forward to get away from a certain area or onto a stronger area. Killer, like I was like that, like nodding out. I gotta actually hold forward and take a hit, probably down here, to get him away from this hook. I gotta run past this tile. I gotta get him as far from that hook as possible. Alright, this is good. Holding W. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm just juking. This is bad. I'm like... No! Flashlight?
You want to run that way?
Made me want pickles was the Little Rascals. That crunch. Yeah, who wants my pickle? But that is what I'm always asking. If you get like a burger in your place, who wants my pickle? It worked. I don't think I make it anywhere. It was already open, huh? I don't think I make it. Thought they were close enough. Oh, whoops. That is down. There's no pallets over here. Comp corner it is. Look at my skill. It's this dude. I really get annoyed with that though. I will say. I don't find Pinhead that annoying, but that right there is obnoxious as fuck. Like when I have the box and I can't even do it because it won't let me. Oh god, I was hoping he went back the other way. Back to the OPness. Yay! Fuck. M&A beds. I did not want to run this. He was too close. This pallet's still upright. No, that pallet is down. That is sad. Dang. Good shit. Please mind game yourself. Yes! I don't think I made it far enough, though. Damn. If I had made for this, I'd make this. I actually would have with made for this. Oh my god, I fucked everything up here. I regret everything. So I know I'm always talking about when to greed pallets, but there's also time to throw pallets as well. And you don't really want to be throwing pallets unless you're on death hook in times like that. I know, but there are always exceptions to the rule where you're not going to be on death hook and you're getting chased. Say there was somebody over here and this was a stronger pallet, or say it wasn't, and even just say it was this pallet right here, but there's somebody here hooked, right? And there's somebody down around here, and I'm looping this. It does not matter that I'm not on death hook, especially if I'm injured and I'm over here. That's the time to just throw the pallet, right? And like get away from the area. Even if you go down, you gotta get some distance away because you don't want 3 people down specifically right there. Another good time to throw pallets would be if you're at the basement area, especially if it's like Trapper or Hag. You might as well just chuck that shack pallet. Like if you get put in the basement, there's a huge chance your game's over, which means everybody else's game is over, especially if there's 5 gens left. So scenarios like that where, especially even if somebody's already hooked and you're even close to them, somebody hooked and the slug as well, but if somebody's hooked or downed or slugged and you're injured specifically, it does not matter if you're on death hook. If throwing the pallet would safely get you somewhere else or out of the area to relieve some of the pressure, then that is not the time to be like, oh, let's see if he respects it. Like, I'm all for having fun, but that might throw the entire game just because we wanted to have some fun to giggle at. Now, it is fun to giggle at it, like I say, greeting pallets is my favorite thing to do on all of playing Survivor, but sometimes you just have to throw the pallet. Another time is if you're trying to help somebody and they're getting tunneled, they're on death hook, and you're trying to take a hit and then throw the pallet on somebody else's behalf. That's another great time to throw it. There are times to throw the pallets. It's just most of the time you want to preserve them until you're on death hook and injured. And even then, as I'm always saying, it seems to be the time they respect it the most, as well as when you're injured and on death hook. So then you can get a ridiculously obscene amount of extra loops around one unsafe tile. Alright, you go that way, I'll go this way. Go get her off the hook. Oh! It's hubris. I was so confused for a sec. I was like, wait, it's Noed. I just took a Noed hit and didn't go down. It was hubris. Instruments of death before me. Oh shit, I should have. I should have not played that way. The fudge. Bad Oni. Oni, this isn't very nice, Oni. Why are you gonna do this to me, Oni? I ain't fucking with this because he has not hit nobody yet. I'll throw every fucking pallet. I did not give a shit. The fuck? I need a double back. Come here, Ace. Body block him. Yeah. So overall, we basically just have another big map. If you see Meat Tree or you see Harvester, they're both insanely strong now. Harvester is way stronger than Meat Tree. Shack is always going to be in that back area, and besides that, like this in front of Shack is kind of a dead zone, and this over there by the Meat Tree or Harvester that will spawn there is kind of a dead zone. But those areas next to that house and next to that house on that side right there always have insanely strong stuff on this map. The building itself is on a limited time. It's very strong the first chase, but once they break both of those doors, it is very limited unless you're going to loop upstairs to get 1 or 2 loops and then jump the same window that you stagger on and hope that you have something to make it to in case they committed to you up there, and everything else in between is very, very filler tile. So that being said, if this is already broken down, the bread and butter you're going to want is the side over there and the side over there. Other than that, it's a pretty big map that you can spread out. Make sure you get your gens right, where you don't just leave all 3 gens in that area, because that's pretty much the only way it's going to be a killer-sided map, despite having a weak main, is if you 3-gen yourself in that area or that area. But I don't want to talk about gens in a juicing guide. After that, you actually have one of the most balanced mains in the entire building, just because it's something that's strong and it's on a ticking timer, and once it's been broken, it's not strong anymore, and you can't hump it over and over and make the killer have a really bad time. So overall, I don't think this is one of the worst killer maps in the game, although I still think this is a survivor-sided map. This is really funny, seeing Ralph in a game against a Huntress. Oh god. Oh god. Damn. Oh my god. Running. No. I'm sorry, Leon. No! Dang, he threw it. Let's get behind here. I don't think she can throw it over this, but she can throw it around. Like, she can hit me with that hatchet. The fuck was that? Yay! Oh god. Let's go. Yes! Oh god. No, what's the flat? Oh god. No! Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Yes. Oh god! He's done double back. No! Damn it. I was too far away from the door. Oh, shit. And I accidentally pressed heal on myself so I don't have BT. Is there anything back here for me? No! Pallet, 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 pallet. Yes. He fell for it again. The fuck? Need a double back. Come here, Ace. Body block him. Yeah. Oh, I thought he was gonna wait for him to take a hit. Good shit, Ace. I don't know where the door is though, but we won't get put in the base. I'm on death hook. Fuck, keep forgetting this. I don't think I make it. No, why? Are you? Oh, she took a hit. Holy shit. I don't know how she fucking did that. What a fucking champion. She knows more than I do. How did you fucking do that, you Jesus fucking legend? That's like the best fucking play I've ever seen. Dude, something's up with fucking... Maybe it's because sprinting takes priority over everything now. Maybe that's what it is. He didn't break this door up here yet. I have my one free vault. How you like that, Nemi? God damn it. Stupid zombie. Yay! Value! But it's literally because he fucked up, not because I did anything special. Unfortunately. Is he gonna bloodlust me? Spike me down. Smite me! Almighty Smiter. Someone seen Bruce Almighty? No, I got the long turn. Take the whip out. No! Yes! It's such a strange shape. No way! Oh my god. That is hilarious. I'm not gonna make it though. I don't really complain too much when being like held hostage. I'm gonna get down here. They were being like held hostage. We didn't get held hostage, but we were in a game with a hacker, so I just fucking quit. Took the 5 minutes and tap dance. It was requested anyway, so I'm like, let's go. It's this first game I've quit in a while, but it was literally a hacker on our team, and I was like, all right, I don't even want to be like on the same team as this, really. Oh fuck, this is bad. That was lucky that they missed their first link up. No! She's still chasing me. I think we technically just ran all the way around the map. And if she has me zoned out too, I have to cut in and I'll lose distance here. Yes! Yes! Let's go, Dwight. I had a good game on Dwight yesterday. God damn it. I wanna go run the fucking harvester. Let's try to get some max harvester value. You think it's going to happen? The max harvester value. Oh god, that's where they were doing the gen. This is bad. There's no way, he's fast! Alright, you go that way, I'll go this way. Go get her off the hook. Oh! It's hubris. I was so confused for a sec. I was like, wait, it's Noed. I just took a Noed hit and didn't go down. It was hubris. Instruments of death before me. Oh shit! I should have. I should have not played that way. The fudge. No! He waited me out. That son of a bitch. Oh, let me run towards a very dangerous spot on the map. No! This is the max value you can get out of this building. Is he a boozle? Watch him have boozle and I'd be fucked. That'd be hilarious. No boozle. I was wondering, like, why. Thompson House main building value. It does happen. Look at this. Get hit here though. What the fuck? He vaulted. Looping tightly. Bum ba bum 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 bum. I probably should have thrown that. I'll throw it now. Oh, it's a long wall. He went. Sucks, man.
You summoned me.
Please don't spawn by that pallet. Yay. The tree tech. Pinhead looks so funny. Dang. It's undetermined. That was strange. Damn. Yes. Oh shit. I throw it down. Yes! No, I'm not. Damn. Not gonna throw this down this time either. Does she have the add-ons? She does have the add-ons. I don't want to go down again. Yeah, I got her though. Let's fucking go. No, he went into phase 2. Probably got the door. Although I don't remember where the door is, to be fair. Is it over here? It is. She let me go. No! Is it Rancor? Oh, it's not Rancor. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, fuck. That was nice. Oh god, he's coming to me because I blew my position. He's playing nice though. You want to throw it? Haha! Throw it again. Yes! If it wasn't Oni, I wouldn't have thrown that, but I want to starve. Because I'm a dickhead! You already break this door? Nope. Haha. This is like the only value you'll ever get out of that window. And now there's no more value out of that window. That was it. Was it well spent? We'll find out. Dang it. No. Damn it. On this map. Oh god. Yes. Back and forth and back and forth. This is what you call an OPness. There's usually one back here. Dang, I was hoping he'd swing there. He did double back though. No! Oh, there's pretty much nowhere I can go though. Never mind, there's a pallet right there. Let's pass that up though. Oh, it's not open. Boo. Oh, God. Why did he go that way again? I like never see that. She wasn't recovering. No! God damn it. Can you imagine? That's what he sees on fucking barbecue and... Or, not barbecue, what do they call that shit? Swing! Yay! Me like it. It's too long, I'll go down. Yes! He got fucked over by a DVD. That was... I mean, skill. He didn't get auto-aimed into the wall or anything. It was skill. I outplayed him there. He definitely didn't get auto-aimed into the wall, as we all have happened while playing killer. Right? That's not what happened there. Alright, now let's run to this one. What the fuck is happening? Unless he goes this way, I'm spooked. Or he went this way. Oh god. Ah! No! I made that! Where is the fucking... Literally, just walked face first into a hatchet. Or, is the weirdest way to play that tile. Let's not do it that way. Haha. Got the jukes. Damn. We got no penis. No. Tunneling. Tunneling. Yeah! God damn it. No. Good shit. Yeah, Unbreakable! You guys still remember I was talking about Unbreakable? The perk that I think is the best. See, and then Made for This would stop, right? And then I'd be back to normal. This is why this would be perfect. Oh god. No! I would smoke the bong. We smoked blunts a lot more when there was roommates that. No way! That's sad. That's why. I was wondering why he didn't just greet it. Haha! He gets me though. No, he didn't! I always get hit there usually. That's funny. What the fuck? That sucks. For him. What did he get stuck on? There was like nothing there. I want to run the harvester. I don't make it though. I run this weird fucking pallet. There's nowhere I can go though, right? Oh god. What the fuck? I am alive! Skill, you see that? Oh my god, so skill. It definitely wasn't luck at all. Everything happened exactly the way I intended it. From start of this chase to finish. I'm not gonna make it around again. Run to the greed pallet. The fuck? Back to the shit pallet. No, I couldn't find it. Where was it?